Hell on earth, you know. That's what hello means. Hell on earth. We say it somewhat sarcastically and victoriously. Like if everybody in the world was in the Christian, but had the potential of Christ inherited them, the potential of Christ of everybody had the potential of Christ, and it'd be hell on earth. That I'll be flying around like Super Saiyans. Come on, bro. Hell on earth. Fulfilling their Christian potentials. Actually, if people did fulfill their Christian potentials, if one person would fulfill their Christian potential, it'd be a fine thing. Where am I getting off? I have no memory. Yeah, I've already made this video, but I'm just going to say it again because time is of the essence. CUNT. See you next Tuesday. And no joke about it. See you next Tuesday. So I don't die. Yes, and this probably happens a lot in life, and people can't explain it. But I'm well, it's not to say that I can explain it, but I can fill in some color anyway with the extensive theological studies that I've committed to in my life during hermetic celibacy and whatnot. There's a lot of people running around mimicking things that I've done. They don't know why I'm immortal. It's like, and this is just taken for granted at this stage. I'm not writing anything in stone, but you know what I mean. I can explain that why. That's where we're going. So a lot of people run around copying me, and every single way they go out skateboarding or snowboarding, and they're mimicking me basically. You know, if I do yoga, they'll be doing yoga stretch or something, and they're mimicking celibacy as well, and they're copying or they're competing over celibacy. It gets really childish and really stupid, very dogmatic, very quickly. And wokeism is all this. They're all advising people how to mimic me, how to be some sort of queer-friendly, Islamic-minded, Taoist-y, and it's really ironic that they're going around telling everybody, like fascists, to act like me. When if you asked me what would you like of me, I would say like to kailun. This is Greek for be thyself or know thyself. I'd say be yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like they have it from me because like I studied so much extensive of the law in the Torah. That you're not supposed to put shrimps on the barbie. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to put shrimps on the barbie. Break your balls. And if you imagine like then, God organized the world and this is like this community in like South Thailand and all they have to eat is shrimp. It's their main industry down there. And so all they have to survive is shrimp. Like, God is very understanding. But anyway, what I'd say is that so like that's why Australia hate wokeism and stuff like this, wokeism. Because if I was hanging out with you, I wouldn't care if you threw shrimp on the barbie, mate. As long as you had me around for a few beers or something, anyway. And I'm not too pushy about this vegan beer, but anyway. So yeah, it's weird that they're going around telling you all how to act and mimic me, as if it's going to give you some sort of grace, where I would tell you to be thyself. And that is also a part of wokeism. It is all individualism and being thyself and not getting in each other's way. And as long as you don't get in anyone else's way, you're kind of free to express and be yourself to its fullest. Even South Park got it right. Oh man, I can be a tubby fat kid if I want to be a tubby fat kid. It's an expression of my fullest individuality. Oh, this is so awesome. So if you're a serial killer and you think this is the extent of your fullest individualism, you can't because you trespass on other people. Massively so, you're going to steal their entire life from them. That's a lot to steal from a person, their entire potential life that God set out before them. It's a very big thing to take. Anyway, I'm completely off topic. I don't die. It's because of my wonderful looks. I don't die. Crap. It's nothing to do with my celibacy, or it's nothing to do with my wisdom, or it's something to do with wisdom, or just knowledge, or poetry, or singing, or any of this kind of stuff, or being a vegan. So you don't have to copy me or mimic me anymore. Please stop doing that. I'm somewhat offended and worried for you. I achieved something wholly understanding, basically, and I don't want to get too much into things that I'm not supposed to talk about. It to be very censored. This is something that's outside and beyond of knowledge. I wouldn't have been able to achieve it without Christianity. I'd imagine Mohammed achieved something very similar, and he was very badass and probably immortal to a certain extent. Had to kill a lot of mofos, like William Wallace as well. It's really funny. An old man was talking to me when this all started up, and he said, "God, it's too bad we don't have a Mohammed that would just go chop all their heads off." You know, Sinn Féin and IRA and all these gypsies running around the family in Ireland, and have been for 8 or 9 years, questionably, and nothing's been done about it. I'm under suspicion and surveillance when they're all, well, they are watching me then, I suppose. But anyway, where am I getting? So I've achieved this thing, holy understanding. Now, God has been very gracious and patient with you, and you may feel that all life moves towards nothing, and you've gotten that at this latter period of Christianity, where you can start questioning, pointlessness, or French philosophy is, and a bit of Buddhism here, and all this kind of crack, and you're kind of thinking it doesn't go anywhere. It just grows to achieve and settle and be happy or Epicurean. No, it's a lot of patience, a lot of time, a lot of bread, and a lot of water, and a lot of air. And bread is time to me, and it takes a lot of this to patiently upbring you until you can achieve holy. He'll hold you up over eagle's wings, and this lay you to be at the palm of his hand is holy understanding. Again, I don't want to talk too much about things you're not supposed to explicitly know, so I'd like to just colourfully and childishly dance around these things without you having to know too much. Because in what I'm talking about, knowledge is the lowest. And you remember that it was the fruit of knowledge that got Adam and Eve kicked out of the Garden of Eden. So I'll just like fad in the world about being knowledgeable. Like, it would be wonderful to be super knowledgeable, and you could put anybody down at the dinner table with these eloquent facts and dates. Anyway, yeah, knowledge is just dirt as far as I'm concerned. Knowledge is nothing. You'll fill out a cloud of relative knowledges on your pathway to understanding, or wholly a little over appreciation, and for many other things, like when you smoke a joint and you watch some David Attenborough, and you're like, whoa, man, it's all like lovingly connected, or some Brian Cox or something like that. You know what I mean? Anyway, so knowledges lead to higher understandings and appreciations, but knowledges themselves are just dirt, and you're not supposed to hold them too close to heart. You're not supposed to be too proud about knowledges. Like, I knew this, or I knew this first, or I'm gonna put my name on the essay, and where am I again? I'm lost with no memory. And your waters are very disturbed as well. Mem is Hebrew for water, and memories, waters, rivers containing. So yeah, I've achieved this holy understanding. Now this is what this holy understanding I get. Sorry to get to it. Not to cut all metaphysics